Hi everyone, this is Teacher Eman, and the topic that we're going to discuss today is Philippine politics and governance. This is lesson 1, the introduction, the concepts of politics and governance. So, may kita ito sa curriculum outline na binibigay ng Deped. So, under this, we have the meaning of politics and how politics can be studied, and also the meaning of governance. Please also subscribe to Dalin Alam. He is a friend of mine, also teacher. So, mostly ang mga content niya is for Filipino teachers and also for mga estudyante ka na nangangailangan kung sa Filipino. Ayan, pwede nyo i-subscribe si Daling Alam. And another one is my best friend, si Kuya Mulans. So, for now, he is doing some cooking na video. So, baka interested kayo sa pagluluto, pwede nyo i-subscribe ang kanyang channel. Now, let's define politics. Politics is derived from the Greek word polis, which means the city-state. According to Greek philosophers, politics was a subject which dealt with all the activities and affairs of the city-state. A city-state was an all-inclusive term which made no distinction between the state and the government on one hand and the state and society on the other. They never differentiated between the personal life and social life. Hence, according to them, politics was a total study of man, society, the state, morality, and many more, and so on. Okay, politics is a process that determines the distribution of power and resources. Ito yung mostly nakikita natin sa mga ibang mga definition na nakikita sa Google. So, power and resources. Kasi nga nasa kanila talagang kapangyarihan. Kaya nga ngayong pandemic, di ba, ang mga tao lagi umasa kung anong mabibigay ng gobyerno ng ayuda sa kanila. The theory and practice on how people influence others in making decisions and carrying out projects and programs. Ay nga, di ba, kapag may isang taong gumatakbo sa posisyon sa gobyerno, di ba, lagi inisip natin, ano ba ang kaya niyang gawin? Ano bang kaya niya ibigay sa atin? Kasi nga, mostly inisip natin what are the projects or program ng isang tao na magkakaroon ng posisyon sa gobyerno. And then, politics is also the creation, maintenance, and amendment of social norms and rules. Kasi nga, nasa politics din kasi ang paggawa natin ng mga batas. In connection to politics, now let us go with political science. So, political science is the branch of knowledge that deals with systems of government, the analysis of political activity and behavior. So what are the key concepts of political science? So we have number 1, the state, an organized community living under a government, and under the state we have 4 elements. We have the population, the territory, the government, and the sovereignty. Number 2, we have legitimacy. This is the right of the government to exercise power and authority. Number 3, governance. All actions and activities related to governing. Number 4, ideology. This is a set of ideas and beliefs that define the views and actions of individual, group, or institutions. What are the branches of political science? Number 1, we have political theory. They study the ideas and contributions of classical thinkers such as Aristotle, Machiavelli, Cicero, Plato, and many more. Number 2, we have comparative politics. Number 2, we have comparative politics. This compares and analyzes the various types of constitutions, political actors, legislature, and associated fields among countries, as well as within a single country over a period of time. Number 3 is public administration, the study of implementation of government policies and public services. Number 4, international relations. This deals with the political, economic interaction between nation-states as well as intergovernmental and transnational organizations. Number 5, public law. This is a field of law that studies relationships between the government and its citizens. Number 6, this is political methodology. Use quantitative methods to describe and define political phenomena. Okay, now, in connection to politics, now we're going to go with government. So what is a government? It is formed according to what is prescribed or mandated by the Constitution, organic laws, or traditional customs or state. So, yung government natin, kailangan siya may sinusunod na batas. Dito sa Pilipinas, meron tayong Philippine Constitution, and this is what our government should follow. At kapag may nangyayari na parang outside of the Constitution, dun pwede magreklamo ang mga mamamayan at also ang iba pang mga mabatas na nakakaintindi ng batas. Government, it is a system or group of people who rule or govern an organized community, often a state or a country. It is a body representative that governs and controls the state at a given time. The medium through which the power of the state is employed. Okay, now what is governance? So governance is the act of governing or ruling. It is a set of rules and laws framed by the government that are implemented through the representative of the state. Yung representative of the state, sila yung mga tao nasa gobyerno natin. Kasama dyan ang presidente natin. Kasi the president is the representative of the Filipino people. So sila dapat ang nagpapatakbo at nagpapa-implement ng mga batas natin. Interaction and decision-making among policymakers, public officials, and citizens involved in addressing collective problems. Is the exercise of power or authority by political leaders for the well-being of their country's citizen or subject. Processes and actors in governance. The first one is the decision-making and implementation. Decision-making is the process by which a person or a group of persons guided by socio-political structures arrive at a decision involving their individual and communal needs and wants. Implementation, on the other hand, is the process that logically follows the decision. So, it's connected. Kung ano ma-decide nyo in the decision-making process, then it should be implemented. Number 2 is actors and structures. Actors are the sectors, the group, or institution that participates in the process of decision-making and implementation. The structure refers to an organization or mechanism that formally or informally guides the decision-making process and sets into motion different actors for implementation. So for number 3, we have informal actors and bad governance. These are influential people such as organized crime syndicates, powerful families, yung mga nakikita natin sa mga telenovelas, so powerful dynasties, group leaders, and etc. Kasi talaga nangyayari talaga to sa ating bansa and even in other countries. More often than not, these actors are cause of corruption due to their illegal and private interests. Kaya nga, di ba sa Pilipinas, ang dami natin ng mga issues about corrupt practices kasi there are people na nilalagay natin sa position that are corrupt at laging iniisip ang pansarili nilang interest. And then they manipulate government officials and also agencies. What are some of the forms of government? Kasi marami pa talaga siya. So let's go with ito. Nakuha ko ito sa libro na mostly ginagamit ng mga teachers ngayon for PPG or Philippine Politics. This is from A.E. Joven. This is Philippine Politics and Governance. Okay. So number 1, we have aristocracy. This is a form of government wherein the people are ruled by members of the nobility or the elite. So para mga mayayaman, makakapag-aral, ang nagpapatakbo ng gobyerno nila. Number 2 is capitalism. people are allowed to own properties or businesses for the purpose of profit insofar as these owners pay taxes to the government. Okay, is Philippine part of this? Yes. We are a capitalist government too kasi marami tayong mga companies dito na nagbabayad ng taxes sa government natin. Okay, number 3. Communism. The idea is to arrive at a classless society through the equal sharing of goods by the people. Okay, so we have other countries then now na communism, di ba? One of them is China. So kung titignan nyo, ito yung gusto nila, classless society, dapat walang mayaman, walang mahirap, so dapat equal sharing. Okay, now let's go with number 4. Constitutional monarchy. A democratic government exists side by side with the monarchy. Pag sinabi natin monarchy, these are the kings, queens, prince, princesses, di ba? Mga emperor. And, ayan, pag sinabi natin monarchy, di ba? Parang sa UK, meron din yan sa Japan. Okay, so sabi dito, with the monarchy and the responsibilities in ruling are divided between two heads. Okay, number 5, democracy. Siyempre, isipin agad natin, is the Philippines a democratic country? Yes. So, the power to rule resides in the people. Nasa nang sa atin dito, of course, di ba? Tayo ang namimili ng ating leaders natin. That's why the power is in the people. Kaya nga natin magpatalsik ng mga leaders natin through revolution, di ba? That's what happened with EDSA revolution. Okay, number 6, despotism. The people are governed by a single individual whose rule is often characterized by cruelty and tyranny. Number 7, dictatorship. The people are governed by an individual who has absolute governing power and assumes the roles of the 3 branches of the government. So ano ba yung 3 branches of the government? Of course, we have the executive, legislative, and the judiciary. Number 8, federalism. Diba? Ito yung parang gusto mangyari ni President Duterte ngayon na maging federal ang ating government. So the governing power is shared between a central government and a group of regional or local government. Kaya kung federalism, actually parang kapareho siya ng US. Kasi ang US kasi, di ba, it's composed of many states. In the Philippines, parang ganun ang gusto mangyari ng nila President Duterte na magiging federal tayo kung saan meron tayong main government. And then the local government or the local provinces, pwede silang mag-decide para sa kanilang mga citizens. So parang may certain power ang local government, may ibang power naman ang national government. Okay, number 9. So kanina, di ba, we have constitutional monarchy, now we have monarchy. So people are ruled by a monarch and this power is passes on an inheritance to a monarch's children. 'Di ba ito yung parang idea ngayon na 'di ba namatay na nga si Prince Philip sa UK, sino ang susunod na magmamana ng kanyang trono? So in monarch, ayun na nga, ang mangyayari niyan, hindi pwedeng outsider ang makakuha ng trono. Kailangan it's part of their family, nasa bloodline dapat. Okay, let's go with number 10, oligarchy. The people are ruled by a small group of people who may be wealthy or powerful and which gives them the power to rule. So, oligarchy nga, di ba? Mostly talaga mga mayayaman talaga siya. And they are powerful because they have reason kung bakit sila naging powerful. Pero mostly talaga, it's more of mga mayayaman pag sinabi natin oligarchy. Okay, now we have 11, regional or local government. The people in a specific locale are ruled by a small group of leaders whose ruling is limited to the confines of the local they serve. Okay, kaya hindi, may boundary lang yung kanilang kapangyarihan kung sino lang yung nasasakupan niya. Number 12, republic. It's similar to democracy. The difference is the legal safeguards are placed to protect the rights of individuals and the minorities. Number 12, revolutionary government. This results when an existing government is forcibly thrown or overthrown by a revolutionary forces. And then number 14, socialism, wherein businesses that are involved in the production and distribution of goods and basic utilities such as electricity and water are administered by the government and not by the capitalists. So, ang socialism, unlike capitalism, di ba capitalism is more of businesses. Dito sa socialism, yung mga ganitong basic utilities ay yung nga, di ba, the electricity is water, and water, ang nagpapatakbo nito is the government, hindi yung mga capitalist o mga private companies. And then number 15, we have democracy, wherein leaders are chosen on the basis of honorableness. Ewan ko kung meron ng mga Pilipino nito. Number 16, totalitarian. Only a single political party is recognized which controls the affairs of the state and imposes limits on the citizens in terms of what they believe, the values they should uphold, and the attitudes that they should espouse, among others. Number 17, transitional. Exists when a country is undergoing a process of shifting from one form of government to another. Kaya nga transitional, it's more of transitioning. Okay, number 18, we have tyranny. Yung iba naman, tyranny ang pronunciation nila. The people are ruled by a wealthy persons who wields the power to rule by overthrowing those who are in power through the means of not prescribed by the law. Government systems. So in the Philippines, we're using this number 1. We have the presidential system. So president as the highest official and the head of the executive. Then they have, meron silang legislature or the congressional system. Congressional system natin, it could be unicameral or bicameral. So, pag sinabi natin unicameral, meron lang siyang one House of Assembly. But in the Philippines, we are using bicameral. So, meron tayong Senate, we have the senators, and then we have the House of Representatives, which houses the congressman or the congresswoman. The second one, we have the parliamentary system. This is a close relationship between the executive and legislative branch. So, ang parliamentary system is headed by a prime minister and his cabinets are chosen among the ranks of legislators o yung mga mambabatas in the parliamentary or in the parliament. Okay, number 3, we have the presidential parliamentary system. It's a combination of the two. Combination nga siya ng presidential and parliamentary system. So, the president is elected by the citizens. Then, he appoints the prime minister and the cabinet from the members of the legislative branch. The fourth one, we have the federal government. It is composed of the individual states with their own democratic government that came together as a federation. Division of power between the federal government and the member states. The 6 fundamental elements of modern democracy. Number 1, we have the rule of law. This ensures that the rights and freedom of citizens are protected and no one is above the law. All citizens stand as equals in the eye of the law. So this is the rule of law. For number 2, we have separation of powers. Under this, we have check and balances. This will be discussed later sa mga next topics natin. Kasi nga, di ba, the separation of power, meron kasi tayong 3 branches of the government. So these powers are distributed among the executive, legislative, and the judiciary. So ito yung 3 branches of the government and will be discussed later then. Number 3, the basic rights and freedom. So we have, the first one is human rights. It's a right that is believed to belong justifiably to every person or every citizen of a country. So example, this is right to life, rights to be secured in one's person, and right to live freely. Number 2, we have the civil rights. So mga example nito is the rights to own a property, rights to enjoy privileges according to being the citizen of a country. For letter C, we have political rights. This is rights that protect individuals with freedom from infringement by the government. So, social institution and even the private individual. So, for example, right to run for an elective office kung gusto mo for positions sa government, and also right to suffrage, right natin para bumoto kung sino ang gusto natin ilagay sa position. And also, meron pa tayo iba pang rights from the rule of law. So, meron tayong freedom of speech, freedom of worship, and even freedom of association. Okay, number 4, sinabi, di ba na-discuss na kanina yung suffrage? So, ito na siya. suffrage. This is civil and political right. Every citizen within the recognized legal age, kailangan kasi legal age ka para magamit natin itong suffrage na ito, has the right to participate in election by casting a vote regardless of sex, religion, political affiliation, educational attainment, and socio-economic status. So, every person is entitled to one vote. Okay, number 5, we have the freedom of speech. This ensures that the citizens are able to voice out their agreement and even disagreements, affirmations, criticisms, and proposal to their government. So, pwede tayo dapat magsalita. Dapat hindi tayo pinipigilan mga tao sa gobyerno natin to criticize them. Because criticism can also help improve the government system. Kaya lang, this freedom of speech, meron din siyang hangganan. Kasi nga, pwede rin tayong makasuhan dito. And may dalawang kaso tayo na pwede because of freedom of speech kasi hindi lahat ng pwede sabihin natin pwedeng tanggapin agad-agad. One is libel. Libel is a crime broadly characterized by maliciously publishing an article or write-up that may be detrimental to a person's characters or may cause dishonor. Kaya pwede yung kasuhan ng libel kaya mapanirang puri siya. Diba? Na kapag nagsusulat ka, kaya nga tayong mga sabi natin mga mahilig sa Facebook, huwag tayo masyadong post sa mga negative things o nakakasira ng tao kasi madali siya screenshot at pwede siyang gamitin against you. Okay, the other one is oral defamation. Ito naman yung pagsasabi ng kasinungalingan tungkol sa iyo. Kaya yung mga chismosa dyan, ingat-ingat kayo kasi pwede kayong kasuhan ito. The last one is pluralism. People are entitled to diverse beliefs and opinions which may result in becoming part of different organizations with varying trust and advocacies. Kaya dito, pag sinabi natin pluralism, I'm so sorry about that. So, example in the government, di ba, meron tayong administrative group or administration group kalaban ng opposition group. Kaya nga dito lumalabas yung mga DDS versus Dilawan. Kaya may karapatan tayong pumanig. In my part, I am not a DDS, I am not a yellowish tuloy. Dilawan, mas gusto ko nasa gitna. I appreciate what the government is also doing, pero syempre meron din tayong mga puna dahil hindi naman talaga perfect ang government natin. So, let's just help each other. So, that's it for my video for today. So, may mga gawin pa akong mga ibang video sa mga susunod na araw. So, if you are new to my channel, please like, subscribe na rin, and also hit the notification bell para sa mga susunod natin mga videos. And I'll see you again on my next video.